All right, our starting point today is going to be at the Lakeland Amateur Radio Club site, and it's where we'll finish off today. Well, you've arrived to the Kings Point Amateur Radio Club, first stop on our list.
Let me preface this first. When we came in this morning, the Hillsborough County Emergency Power gave out overnight. So we had a little bit of a panic this morning, getting everything back on and running, but it's all back and running now. This is our phone position, our new beam and tower. We've got the control over there for rotating the beam. We've got N3FJP logging software. We have a main status board over here on above the table. Right, and in fact, there's another view here I can turn on.
Station 2 is on 20.
I've thought about changing logging programs, and I considered N3FJPs.
It's been interesting. I won't say that it was turnkey.
The best thing is the map. Did you show them the map?
No.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's under view.
It also
View menu up there. I guess you could do it that way too.
Yeah, if we had anything there, but you go view and map, and as you go ahead, it fills in every place that you.
Every contact shows where they are,
Yeah.
based upon the FCC database.
So your whole idea is to fill this entire map in.
And it pulls their coordinates from their
Yep.
address in the database.
And Bill, show them band. Go to band,
Yeah.
and at the very bottom, up top.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, up top?
Yeah, right there, at the bottom of that, all the way down, frequency privileges.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, along the top it says novice, tech, general, advanced, extra. So if you click at general, so when folks are here after hours, there's maybe not an extra class
Right,
here.
they have to go by those
They're gonna
limitations.
go by that.
Yep.
So,
Whatever the control operator's privileges are, that's what you have to use.
here we go.
Yeah.
It's gonna run some VeraC. I love FL Digi. I love doing that kind of stuff. We're also gonna be running FT8.
I copied the Food Field Day bulletin on FL Digi last night.
So did I. And they
I
did-
got it on PSKN Ready. And then the band, when they did the propagation bulletin on Ready, that's when 20 meters folded. Then all of a sudden it,
Well, they didn't transmit MFSK16.
no, they didn't. It was just
Yeah, I was-
PSKN Ready.
I was on 40, and it was funny because we're waiting for MFSK16 to come up, and a guy gets on and says, "Are you guys going to transmit MFSK16?" So, anyway, so yeah, it worked, and so we'll be doing several different modes here. Using an ICOM 7300, by the way, over there, it's an FTDX 10 for the phone, and
I love my 7300.
Both of them are great radios.
I got the 9700 too. I love mine.
Over here, what we have, we've
like
got
that.
these, this year, this is new, we've got high-grade filters for each band.
Oh, that's sweet.
So what we learned last year was you might be on 15 meters here and 20 over there, but every time you transmit, it
Wipes it out.
would wipe it out.
Desenses a receiver.
These work extremely well. They were worth the money. Here in the Kings Point area, which you were talking about.
Mhm.
So that's where we use the FRS radios that we've sold to the residents around Kings Point, Sun City Center. There's nearly 800 radios now that are out in the community. Every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, we have a DRS net, and it gives the residents an opportunity to transmit with their radios, test them out, and make sure they can hear us, and vice versa. The purpose of having those is in case we have cell down, internet down, power outage, and so on. It's their last line of communication.
And that can happen anytime,
And
not
we-
just in storms.
And it did happen in Mills. Basically what we have here is we have a radio that's tuned to FRS channel, that's actually GMRS channel 15, but the Retivas RT22 radios come stock with channel 10 programmed in. It's actually channel 15, but we have distributed those throughout the community. So we tell the residents, take your RT22 radio, set it to channel 10, and now we can talk.
How many check-ins a week on your nets do you get on?
So this past Wednesday, and I was net control, lucky me, we had 85 check-ins in 40 minutes.
That's pretty good.
So, after Milton, there were, I think about 125, 130
Pretty
check-ins.
good.
And as Joe points out,
That's a
here's-
lifeline for these people.
this shows where all these different radios are distributed throughout the community.
And it's a niche solution.
Yeah, the blue
that
radios
wouldn't
or
work
the
in other
FRS
places, but it
radios,
works here because you
the
got a,
red
you've got a
or
density
GMRS
population in this
radios.
geographical area.
Right,
And
and here's
that
the-
is
on the
where we
next
are
one.
right now.
Us
We've got a
hands,
75-foot
we're
tower.
Wow.
New
We have
tower
our
out
hand
there.
radio license.
That's great. That's a
We
great
also
program.
have a GMRS as listening stations. As GMRS, we're able to we're able to run 50 watts transmit power and have an external antenna. So a lot of us have antennas in the attic. So as long as the roof is still there, we're able to communicate with the people in the community. Which is what I was just talking to you about. Okay. So we have an HF radio here. We have a UHF radio here and a VHF radio here. So there's actually, I think, 7 bands represented where we can get an email message from somewhere in the area out over our internet connection, or vice versa, we can go to a WinLink node, say in Texas, and get an email message out that way.
I think
So this actually mirrors the WinLink stack at the Hillsborough PSOC,
okay.
and this was provided by the PSOC.
Okay.
Okay, so over here we have the D-Star. We have the D-Star repeater, 2 repeaters. We have a B module and a C module, 2 meters, 70 centimeter. And so that's where that's located.
All right. My second stop was the Brandon Amateur Radio Society.
Off the coast of Africa.
All right.
Almost got an Israeli station the other night mobile.
So far, the GOTA station with the 2 girls here have actually gotten New Hampshire and Arizona.
What was your secret? No, what was your secret?
It's a nice facility to have. How'd y'all get this facility?
That's what it was going to be.
It just, what happened, it didn't get entered into the system exactly back to back.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it would have been sequential.
That would have been awesome.
The TV tower is no longer there, it got moved to Barton. And then they added Lake Placid, and now they've added Babcock, so. And the NXDM system came out of nowhere from 5 years ago to what it is now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the inside.
I'm not sure where we went.
Now, all these, that one guy couldn't have done all those at one time.
No,
So-
but it over the last 5 minutes.
Oh, the last 5 minutes, he did all those in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Not digital, not FT8. You can only do one.
Okay.
It
So
takes a full minute and a half.
you're asking a question I don't know. I only presume I don't know what the persistence is. Is it 1 minute or 5 or 10?
You've got, it would take you to do a complete cycle,
Mm-hmm.
a minute and a half
Okay.
for each one.
The complete exchange.
Right.
Frank Butler was for it, but he was division director at the time, but he couldn't get involved. Because he has many people in his ear against it as for it.
Just going out.
It's going out.
My dipole was center fed, and it just went out to the end. And your orientation is You're gonna go that way or that way?
Okay, well, right now I'm going north and south.
Okay.
6-meter station.
I'm not hearing the other end at all.
Okay, WHJLV, 1 Echo Whiskey Charlie Fox. Whiskey Victor, that's 5 Alpha, right? 5 Alpha. Okay, WHJLV, thank you. Norway 4 Tango Papa, QRZ. Charlie Whiskey Oscar. What's the rest of that call sign? Yeah, I got it. 1 Echo Whiskey Charlie Fox. QRZ. Alpha Delta Zero Radio. 1 Echo Whiskey Charlie Fox. Thank you. QRZ. Who's the Kilo Echo? The Kilo Echo? DPK. E8 DPK. I'll work you as many times as you want. 1 Echo Whiskey Charlie Fox. Holy mackerel. QRZ, November 4 Tango Papa. Again? Norway 5 what? Okay, NN5G, 1 Echo Whiskey Charlie Fox.
So we're good? It'd be a better pass. We might actually get one of them.
Well, we won't know for 4
First goal is see if you can hear anything.
Yeah.
Because if there's activity on the satellite, it's today.
Yeah.
So 50 is the transponder on
So what are we looking for next? Okay.
SO50 and then AO73 right
That's
there.
right, A73
And Oscar 7 potentially was still a low pass, but
Yeah.
if she's in the sunshine,
Well, but it's been mostly MODAC, which is up on 2 down on 10.
All of a sudden, it just stopped working. I mean, it was just like a light switch. But it was on 5 meters. I copied the first one, still doesn't stay.
So this is the Echo station here. So we're using the 3 towers, the wind link station if we need it. Satellite is operating right there. The radio room you've been in, you've seen that. Our Alpha station is across the field. And that's set up with temporary antennas. We've got an Eagle 43 footer vertical. We have a Carolina 80 that we're using for 10 through 80. And then we have a buddy pole in a L configuration that we're using for a pointable 40 meter antenna. The other the wire is oriented to Montana, which from Florida, 45 degrees on either side, we got the whole country.
Okay.
So, and our generator's out back. It's noisy. You don't want to listen to that.
Well, thank you.
And we're pulling the power from the generator all the way across the field. And plus the field also has a solar pack and backup batteries.
Yeah,
Running off of the, we call it the bow door, but it's a diesel generator. Our permanent generator is a propane system.
Okay.
But we want to mimic that it failed too, which is why the bow door is there. And we have an automatic transfer system that we're testing this year. So from time to time, we'll turn the generator off. Okay. Or we'll disconnect the utility mains, which is actually what we've done already. So the building itself is running on the generator. The AC is dead from the utility. And we have 500 foot of drop wire that goes from the generator to the alpha station. That tower is 110 feet. At the bottom is a Force 12 C31, and above it is a Magnum 240 from Force 12. And for 80 meters, we're using another Carolina 80. 31 on the top.
So 80 footer?
Yeah, this one's 80 feet. It's a Roan 60 actually. And what defines it is it has those plates between the sections. Instead of nesting, they actually bolt together. And then we have a Force 12 XR5 on the shorter 60-foot heights tower. And depending on where they're trying to talk, they'll switch antennas to get the better propagation.
You ever had to deal with common mode current from that? Just the USB connection failed because the common mode current. You start transmitting it.
All right. So I'm Glenn, KO4MDY, General Class, and what we're doing is listening to amateur radio satellites. Now these are FM radio satellites, just like typical repeaters you'll talk to on your handheld radios, except these operate a little bit differently in the sense that you transmit on one band and receive on the other. This antenna here is a special Yagi that I have. It has 3 elements for VHF, these long ones, and then it has these UHF elements right here. With these, I can talk to each satellite. Some of them, what are called the downlink, it's what sends the signal down from space to you, will be on one band, like UHF, and the other will be the uplink. And that will be VHF sending up to space. All sorts of different satellites are available. Some of them are little independent ones, and even the International Space Station runs their own system, NA1SS. You can even talk with astronauts on the ISS if you'd like, or they have a repeater as well. They also do APRS and so many other cool things. It's incredible. But this is what you'd use, this Yagi here. And I have 2 radios. So this is my Yaesu FT5DR, and I have programmed on it, which I'll demonstrate here, transmitting channels. This channel here, let me wipe the screen off so you can see it better. This is the transmission frequency for the International Space Station, 145.990 megahertz. They have a 67 hertz PL tone. That's the squelch tone you use with repeaters, and this will basically make you audible on that satellite. I have another radio, which is a scanner that I'm using, and this scanner will let me listen. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that here. The ISS, I have a special frequency on the repeater, 437.8. Now that is the UHF downlink that I'm using, and this is the VHF uplink, 145, 437. So that way, we can do something called full duplex. This means you can actually hear yourself transmitting out of that satellite as you are talking. So it's not like a repeater where you can't hear yourself on one radio, but you can actually hear yourself on another radio at the same time. So really interesting, and it helps you not only monitor the satellite, but make sure you're not stepping on anyone else as well. It's incredible if you can get a contact, especially with an ISS astronaut. But what I absolutely love about this radio and how you can work with satellites, you're not just limited to your local area. You can pick up all across the country, maybe even in a different country. So that's how satellite works. You aim this up, you talk, and see who you pick up.
It don't say how you get it in the classes. I told y'all last night, I said, I'll go ahead and pop it in. I saw that. I said, I'll go ahead and pop it in.
Alpha.
You know what you make it. I still have that in the text file. If you need me to send it to him, I can send it to you.
And then turn this up. There you go. Is that good? You want more? More.
I'm done.
November Papa 2 Victor India. This is Kilo 4 Lima Kilo Lima. These chairs doesn't fit behind. One more time on the call, please.
Just one more thing to complain about. Mike, I'm like you. I don't think I would pick this chair for
November Papa 2 Victor India. Can I have your class and section? This is Kilo 4 Lima Kilo Lima.
You guys just don't have enough padding back there. That's the thing.
Kilo 4 Lima Kilo Lima. Kilo 4 Lima Kilo Lima K4LKL. Kilo 4 Lima Kilo Lima.
Put in we'll see if it is. Put in the one echo. Is it?
She was kind of off beat, and I think she tuned back, and yeah, she did have cool. It's all over the place, but
I listen to this,
don't know who it is.
Yeah, there's a.
You're still pretty hard to afford it, right?